All right, man. Let's talk. Let's talk the Lions. So, I was gonna do a review video we did live after the game. Um, but yeah, the Lions barely eased by the Giants with their third string quarterback, Jameis Winston. They came out with a trick play. Got bad. Lions stalled out. I think at midfield. Then the Giants end up getting a field goal. I think the Lions scored a touchdown to St. Brown. Then I think the Giants scored or a field goal or something like that. Then the Giants scored another touchdown. It's like the Lions are pretty much falling apart. Uh, and every year they go through a point where it looks trash. Last year it was in the playoffs. Unfortunately, a lot of it was blamed on injuries. The year before that was during Thanksgiving. So, Golf and the Lions go through tumultuous times. That's just what it is. That's just the nature of the beast. Um, and that's what you come to expect. I mean, the injuries are a given. Um, we know that the injuries are a given. Outside of that, we know for the fact that a bad stretch, a bad stretch is in a slow start is always going to be, what comes with the Lions when dealing with this Holmes Campbell era. So those are going to be givens, injuries and having bad stretches. Some teams have multiple bad stretches. The Lions just might have a slow start, usually offensively, and then after that, then it's like they have a bad stretch, somewhere in the middle of the year. Jameis, he threw for 366 on that defense yesterday, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. They didn't run the ball particularly well, but they ran it effective enough. Wan'Dale Robinson, I mean, he killed it yesterday, especially early. 9 catches, 156. DJ Reed is still getting his legs up under him. St. Brown had 9 catches, 149, one TD, had a huge drop. Rumor is he dealing with a wrist injury. Then nobody else was effective in the passing game. Literally, J-Mo, Isaac Tesla, Khalif had some success. He got injured. What's new? Jameer Gibbs, 11 catches, 45 yards, 1 TD. I mean, really, they're having a hard time getting the ball to anybody not named Ja, Gibbs, and Amara. So it's not the coordinator. It's the quarterback. I'm gonna keep telling y'all that the quarterback, he has a hard time forming connections with people. Um, Defensively, I mean, for the most part, the Lions only registered 1 sack on Jameis Winston. They didn't go out there and get another edge, and that 1 sack closed the game out on fourth down with Aiden Hutchinson. So as of right now, I mean, hope. You hoping the defense get it together, and I feel like the more Liam McNeil knock off the rust, DJ Reed knock off the rust, I think you'll be okay in that scenario. Okay, but yesterday, it just seemed like they had to get punched on a couple times to wake up, and that just seemed to be the case with the Lions. That's why people was really pretty much harping on that injury. I mean that pass interference call last week against Philadelphia, who lost to Dallas, by the way. That's why a lot of people was harping on that call. That call was pretty much under scrutiny for the simple fact that they felt like the Lions had a chance to come down the field and do something, and you know and maybe had they picked up they hustle, pick up the pace a little bit. But today just proved that if you can take away Jai Gibbs or Amara St. Brown, the Lions have nothing. They have absolutely nothing, and that's because the quarterback has a hard time making friends. And I don't mean like, oh, we're friends, buddy buddy. He has a hard time like really making connections with pass catchers. You know what I'm saying? If you're not going to be punctual, then you're going to have a problem. You're going to have a problem making a connection with him. And I mean, come on, it's crazy. It's crazy. He has a hard time forming connections. Without Sam Laporta, there just seemed like he's just more of a guy that loves like possession receivers. He loves punctual route runners. And if you really ain't a punctual route runner, if you ain't really a punctual route runner, it ain't gonna work with you, and it's not gonna work with you and Jared Goff. Some guys that he has great connection with here, DJ Shark. He had a great connection with with Tim Patrick, but some of the guys he struggled with, man, like J-Mo and Tesla, they just seem like they don't want to develop that relationship for whatever reason it is. But for the most part, non-mobile, can't improv, can't form connections with receivers. I mean, it's really starting to become a problem. Um, but so be it. They're gonna say, "Oh, the Bears fans gonna talk shit. Oh, you miss Ben Johnson now," and woo 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 woo. I mean, could be the case, could be the line, but for the most part, um, golf is just I don't know. It's not good football right now. It's a bad stretch. So, um, but the Giants they fought. They did another trick play to Jameis Winston, a touchdown to him. The Lions came back, scored again. Jake Bates. You know, uh, kicked the field goal, and then Jai Gibbs, bust another big one open. Yeah, one in the game, had a big catch. He busted another big one open with in overtime on the first touch. So I mean, him running the ball, and like I said before, they got to continue to run the ball. But ultimately, when you kind of think it all the way through, um, they got to get everybody else going. It's as simple as that. They got to get everybody else going. And if they can get everybody else going, I think they'll be okay. So, but they get healthy on defense. You'll get Terrion back. Who knows for how long? You'll get DJ Reed to knock off the rush. Aleem McNeil will continue to knock off the rush. You'll get hopefully Pascal, Marcus Davenport back. You'll get some. You'll get some of these. You'll get some of these pieces back. That's the great thing about it. You'll get some of these pieces on defense back. So I don't really understand the inability to want to use David Montgomery. I don't get it. I see what Gibbs is doing. It'll make Gibbs' life a lot more easier. And also, since you can't get the ball to the other receivers, you know what I'm saying? You know, um, it'll be a little bit different. But ultimately, hopefully they figure it out. They got enough time to figure out. They got enough time to get healthy. There's enough time to figure out, but only time will tell. But let's listen to y'all go, y'all everything. The guy that y'all chanting every game. We all should be chanting Kate Cunningham's name, just to keep it funky. But let's transfer over here and let's go.
Four offensive linemen questionable for this game. They've been dealing with some stuff, but to have 250 rushing yards, whatever. Just talk about the way they've just maybe battled to
Those guys are a rare breed. They're battling right now through some stuff, and they don't want your sympathy. They're just going to put their head down and work. And I'm proud of those guys and thankful for them laying it on the line for me and for the backs every game.
So basically, that was Jared Goff talking about the offensive line. They was banged up 4 players on the injury list. What's new? Injuries come with grit. Don't forget that. After you say the grit, don't forget to say the injuries. Okay. But so okay, we let St. Brown close it out.
I think, like I said, the record of that team is not indicative. I think they're a good team. I think they have a good defense, good front four. Their offense is, I think, underrated. I think, their backs run high. I really like 29. The receivers are good. Jameis is in there stepping up, making throws. He's not afraid. So I think they're a fearless team, and they know that, and they really go out there and just play and have fun. And so when you play a team like that, it's always, you never know what can happen. And so kind of throughout that game, I knew early on it was going to be one of these games. Like, it's going to come down to it. And sure enough, it did.
And I mentioned this last night, and the thing about it is this, right? The thing about it is when you have these type of teams at this point of the year, the thing about it is this: when you play these guys like him, like the Giants yesterday, they ain't got nothing to lose. The Lions for many years is one of those teams that had nothing to lose versus whoever at the end of the year. When we just, when you have nothing to lose and you're not playing for nothing, you can play loose, you can play carefree, you can do all the trick bags that you want to do. Yeah, this is what happens. These type of teams try to upset the apple cart. So he's right. The Lions 3 days back to Thanksgiving. The Packers, I believe that's the season right now. At least that's the division. So remember, the Giants hadn't even won a game on the road. They came close. So for the most part, maybe the line, hopefully the Lions can get it together. They can tweak some things. More likely, they won't be tweaking anything in 3 days. But if I had to ask them, tell them do something, start running the fucking ball more. You know what I'm saying? Hey, forget dropping back. How many times he dropped back? 42 times, man. Run the fucking ball. I'm telling you, it's no different from John Morton. But hey, hit the link. Find me on X, Facebook, Kick, Twitch, Instagram. It's the first link in the description. Hit the link tree. I appreciate the love, support. Peace.